Have you ever want to become rich? Or like want to know what's the difference between a rich person and like a normal person in society? Because sometimes whenever I was thinking about that a lot. I was like, what's the difference between a rich person and a normal person in society? And it's like when you think about it, like rich people act totally differently from the normal person in society. I can't if you look at them, they think differently, they act differently, they do things differently, and they just make a lot more money. And it's like by the time you finish watching this video, you're gonna understand how a rich person thinks and like what's different about them, and basically how you can potentially become rich someday just by modeling their thinking and stuff. Because I know I was actually reading online about this, like a few months ago and stuff like that. And one of the first things about the difference between a rich person and like a normal person is basically it's really simple. Is they basically live below their means, and what that means is they don't spend all their money right away. Like they don't blow it, you know. They basically live in a way where it's like they basically hold on to their money and they sit on it. They sit on their money. Like I know some like you might see some celebrities like the Kim Kardashian just spend hella money, but that's not all celebrities. Like most celebrities and most rich people, they basically live below their means. They don't go out there and wildly spend all their money. They basically just kind of sit on it and let it nest, and then kind of use it and basically use that money to gain more money, which I'll talk about in a second. And another thing about a rich person is they basically take risks in their life. They're willing to invest in themselves and in what they're doing. They basically take massive risks that will basically enhance the quality of their life. I know whenever I was like really broke and stuff, like sometimes whenever you are living not a rich life, it can be hard for you to take risks because the financial backing behind it is like it's such a burden, and like people who are rich don't really have that big of a burden on them because they kind of have the capability to take that risk. I feel you on that, and so that's one of the big things though is like sometimes if you are trying to become rich out there on the internet, you have to be able to take a risk. You have to be able to really be able to put yourself in a place where it's like of absolute certainty, where it's like you're gonna make this happen, you're gonna make it work. Whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're working on in life, you're basically gonna make it work regardless of the situation at hand. And it's like that's one of the things you want to be able to take risks in your life. And sometimes, if a great way to look at it is like it's not really a risk, it's more of a learning process. Like let's say for example, if you decide to start like an online business for some reason, and like you invest like $100, $200 into it. To you right now, that may seem like a big risk, but it's not really a risk. It's a learning experience because you could turn that $200 into a couple $1,000s a month, and then scale that up and start making a whole bunch of money, and then become rich someday. Does that make sense? So you gotta be willing. So if you want to become rich someday, you gotta be willing to take a risk in your life. You gotta be able to basically look yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it happen. I don't really care. It's gonna happen. Then you gotta believe it'll work and act as if it'll work. That's kind of a big thing about difference between rich people and normal people. It's like they're willing to take the risks and believe it'll work. And another thing about rich people is like they aren't afraid of failure. They aren't afraid to try something new. That's one of the big things about, I know whenever like rich people and like normal people is like sometimes like holding on to basically what's going on in their life. Most people's going on in their life. Like let's say for example, I know for me, whenever like I started my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, I basically wasn't afraid of failure. I wasn't acting in a place of failure. Like I would there'd be videos that I'd make that would be okay in quality, and there'd be videos that I'd make in like bad quality, truthfully. And there'd be videos that are really good quality that would get like 90,000 views, and it's just like See, the difference between a rich person, like a normal person, is they aren't afraid of failure. You can't really be afraid of failing. It just, because whenever you think about failure, it's not really failure until you quit. Failure is just a learning process. Like, for example, I got this promotion strategy on Twitter where it's like, I know for a fact when I launch it, it's gonna make me rich. It's gonna make me so rich to the point where it's like my YouTube channel, my videos are gonna be getting so much viral sustainability traffic that it's gonna just like, my YouTube channel is gonna get probably 10, 20,000 views a day just from this. And it's like, what I gotta do is, like, if you're wanting for me to get rich and stuff, is I gotta recruit a whole bunch of micro influencers on Twitter who basically have like 100,000, 200,000 plus market. And it's basically one of the things like, for me, if you're wondering what I had to do to set it up, I basically have to write like 20 to 30 to 50 blog posts that are basically designed to sort out someone's Twitter page and get X% of their followers to join a business, and then write a follow-up series for that, and then make a sales video for that, and all without literally like all just with the hope of like believing that this will work. You know, people will look at it and take it seriously. You know, that's kind of one of the difference between like someone, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, okay, you might get rich. It's like, I really hope I do, and I really hope you do too if you're watching this video, because you actually deserve to become rich. And I want you to basically start looking at failure a different way. Don't be afraid to fail. It's just a learning process. It's just a learning experience, truthfully. That's kind of what I've learned. And just through personal development stuff and just the learning process. So, like, that's one of the things. And, like, another big thing about rich people is they basically focus on their passion, you know? They basically, whatever they're passionate about, they basically focus on doing that. They basically focus on working on that. Like, for me, if you're wondering, like, I'm not rich yet, but I guarantee it, by the time some of you guys watch this video, I will be rich. You know, it all kind of depends on your definition of rich. Like, my definition of rich is like $15,000 a month right now. You know, I'd be able to travel the world, be able to sink my toes in the hot sand, be able to buy a beach house, and just like really be able to scale a business. And just like, that's kind of my definition of rich right now. And it's like, I'm basically, a good example for me is like, I'm basically just focusing my passion. Like, if you're watching any of my tube show stuff, I'm basically just literally recording the journey of becoming financially free on the internet and trying to help as many people in the process do the same, because like whenever you're working on the internet, for example, it's kind of different, you know, and it can be difficult for people who are just starting out, and you know, not a lot of people understand the concept of message to market match and target marketing and stuff like that. And I really wanted to make a video, and I really just want to make a show that will show people how to basically build an online business from home, and like how I'm doing it, and just show them, just reveal all the curtains to them for free, and then offer a vehicle to them where they can basically hop on and be like, okay, I'm gonna basically just follow the steps, and basically potentially get rich doing some stuff on the internet and stuff like that. So like, that's the difference between rich people and normal people, is rich people focus on their passion. They focus on their passion. Okay, just remember that you want to focus on your passion. And then another thing, last and final thought between the rich person and a normal person is they basically see money as their friend. You know, I know whenever I was broke, I was like, money, money, money. And I was just so caught up in it. And just like, I see it as a friend. It is just a means to an end to basically get what you want in life. And it's like, you want to see money as your friend. You basically want to see money as your friend. You want to see it as something that is like, it's friendly, and it's something you want to hold on to, not just go out there and wildly blow, you know? Does that make sense? Because like, when you see money as a friend, like, you want to be around him more. Like, if you like, he's a really cool friend to have, and it's a really cool friend to learn how to make and stuff like that. So if you want to actually learn how to make more money and live a better life, go ahead and check out the link below this video to watch a really cool video on how to potentially become rich on the internet, truthfully. So other than that, if you enjoy this video, show some love, leave a comment below, watch the video below, and subscribe for more. Bye bye.